Alright, today I'm getting ready to show you how to make the pinch pot oblong sphere for the piggy bank body. And you're not going to need the entire amount of clay that I gave you. In fact, use your math skills and cut off a 2/3 chunk to build and form the body. So I'm going to do that using my fettling knife. So if I'm doing 2/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3 are a whole, and cut it off. Check?
Check.
Alright, extra clay I'm going to wrap back up in my damp towel and put it in my Ziploc so it does not dry out until I'm ready. Right now, my clay is in the plastic stage. I don't want it to be leather hard. So with my 2/3, I'm going to form the sphere to begin my pig's body. And I'll just wedge it into a nice circle. For those of you that made clay whistles, it's basically the same steps, just a little bit larger scale. And if you want your pig to have more of an oval shape to its body, you don't have to do a perfect sphere, but I think I want mine to be nice and round, kind of like a cartoon pig. You can roll it in your hands, you can roll it on the mat, and videographer, if you need to come close in a little bit to zoom in on details, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Once it's in a nice sphere, then we're going to use the fettling knife to cut it into two, what's the word?
Halves.
Or,
Semicircles.
nope, hemispheres.
Oh, I knew that.
It doesn't have to be perfectly even, just do the best you can. Then once it's cut, we're going to use the hand building technique of pinch. And for this, I'm going to cup my helping hand underneath of the hemisphere and use my thumb to press into the clay. Now, this is a review about how thick should walls be on pinch pots or anything made of clay.
A pinky.
A pinky thick. You want a good consistency so that it dries out evenly. And anytime you do clay, you want to think about having it smooth so that you get good craftsmanship, and you can use your fingers to help you with that. So my first hemisphere pinch pot is ready, and I'm going to do the same process to my other half. Pinch and turn. Anytime you attach two pieces of clay together, what is the watered down clay that you use that works as glue?
Slip.
Yes, I brainwash these guys really well. But before I must slip, I have to roughen both edges to be attached. What is that called?
Scratch and score.
Right, score. Which scratch, same thing. I want to make sure that my openings are about the same size. If not, model, shape it, pinch it a little bit more so that they fit. If you pinch those walls too thin, when you go back to attach them together, they might cave in on itself. Okay. So for a scoring tool, I'm just using this mat board scrap that I've built, and I'm going to roughen both of the edges. If they aren't flat, you can use the canvas to kind of tap them so that they fit together better. If the slip cup looks like it's pretty dry or watery, just add a little bit more water and stir it, and scrape down the sides and edges. When you mix slip, you want it to be about the consistency of pancake batter, so you don't want it too thick. And the best slip is that gooey stuff. It's kind of like it's okay to make mud pies in art. So I'm going to slip both edges. Then after you slip and score, what's the Geico? What's the backup plan to make sure it stays attached?
Blending.
Blending. And then after that, to make sure you don't have tool marks showing for good craftsmanship, what's that part?
Smoothing.
Smoothing. I'm trying not to smooth out those roughed edges that I scored. Okay. And I'm just going to fit them together. And to blend them, I'm going to use the green blending tool. You might find another tool works better for you. But basically I want to work the top pinch pot into the bottom all the way around, and then reverse that to drag them both together consistently. You want to press hard, but not hard enough to deflate your little sphere. Now, if I blend and smooth all the way around and that seam starts to show back up, what do I need to do to fix that? Blend some more and smooth some more. Just repeat that process so you have a good, secure attachment. This clay is super wet, so it's pretty flimsy. Probably should have waited a little bit to get it leather hard so it maintains its shape. It's getting kind of lumpy, but I'll show you something you can do to help rework it. The best smoothing tool is a clean, dry, unslipped finger. So I'm trying to get all that slip off of there. Some kids think if they add more slip that will smooth it. All it does is just slide the clay around and doesn't work out those tool marks. So you could go over to a wash station and wash the clay bits off of your hand and then come back to smooth. That might give your clay a chance to firm up a little bit so your walls aren't caving in on itself. And I'll just continue blending and smoothing until I have a nice hollow sphere to be the body of my pig make.